Tucker Carlson. You thought he was gone. You thought he was missing. You thought the bow tie had been retired. Well, he's still out there doing his bidding. Tucker accusing Tim Walz of being a pervert. Let's watch. Let's listen to what he said about Governor Walz, the VP nominee, to Megyn Kelly.
Well, I lived in a boys' dorm in a New England boarding school in the 1980s with a lot of guys like Tim Walz, okay? So I saw that guy and I'm like, oh, wow, I know exactly, you're a creeper, as we used to call him, for sure. And, I guess I probably shouldn't, I definitely shouldn't suggest what I'm suggesting without evidence. I don't have evidence beyond what I've seen. So I just want to say that I'm probably, again.
Do you mean like a pervert? Like, when you say creepy, like,
there's something wrong with that guy. He's a weirdo. And you can tell watching him. And I'm sorry, I just lived long enough that I know that your gut level perceptions are rooted in truth. They're not always precisely true. I've gotten many things wrong. Like the details are unknown to me, but I look at that guy and I'm like, you're a weirdo.
Okay. And so she's sitting there believing that she's actually doing a credible interview. Megyn Kelly.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
Blackface believing Megyn Kelly is doing a credible interview with the bow tie guy. And isn't he the same guy who ranted and raved about how M&Ms are sexy? We'll remind you.
The green M&M, you will notice, is no longer wearing sexy boots. Now she's wearing sensible sneakers. Leading women do not wear sexy boots. Leading women wear frumpy shoes. The frumpier, the better. That's the rule. The other big change is that the brown M&M has, quote, transitioned from high stilettos to lower block heels. Also less sexy. That's progress. M&Ms will not be satisfied until every last cartoon character is deeply unappealing and totally androgynous. Until the moment you wouldn't want to have a drink with any one of them. That's the goal. When you're totally turned off, we've achieved equity. They've won. The orange M&M will, quote, acknowledge and embrace his anxiety. And actually, if you look at him, the orange M&M does appear very anxious. Maybe he doesn't like all the ugly new shoes he sees around him. Maybe he liked the sexy boots.
Maybe you're a weirdo for doing a whole monologue about M&Ms and attributing human characteristics and anxieties to them. You're the weirdo. I'll take my M&Ms plain, peanut, caramel, they even have pretzel ones. I'll take them all. And then I'll just eat them. They're not people. And you're a weirdo. You want to talk about somebody else. Speculating. I still don't understand why you would even refer to the VP nominee on the Democratic ticket as a pervert. You just did a whole monologue about M&Ms and you sexualized them. Repo, worthy of Pornhub. That's just Tucker Carlson, Thursday's broadcast of the Megyn Kelly Show on SiriusXM said that Walz guy is a creep. Tucker's rant came after Kelly accused Tucker. Why is he, Walz, so obsessed with transing children, making it possible for them to separate from their parents and have their body parts chopped off? Megyn Kelly, it just should make it go away. Tucker was likely upset about Walz continually calling the GOP weird and creepy in various speeches like,
these guys are just weird. That's who they are. So it isn't much else. Don't give them the power. Look, are they a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to take our rights away? Yes. Are they going to put people's lives in danger? Yes. Are they going to endanger the planet by not dealing with climate change? Yes. They're going to do all that. But don't lift these guys up like they're sometimes heroes. Everybody in this room knows, I know it as a teacher, a bully has no self-confidence. A bully has no strength. They have nothing. The fascists depend on fear. The fascists depend on us going back. But we're not afraid of weird people. No. We're a little bit creeped out, but we're not afraid.
He's right. I'm not afraid, Mayor. I'm not afraid of Tucker Carlson. I do not wish to be in his presence. And I do think that he's somehow attracted and to each his own, Mayor. And you're an elected official. I'm not going to drag you down too far with this conversation. but I happen to believe that he is attracted to, fantasizes in some kind of Pornhubish way about M&Ms. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, you can't be wrong when we just watched an entire anger
That's that part.
of
Yeah.
Eminem changing boots. The man literally, this is why you cannot, to believe that Fox News actually had Tucker Carlson as one of its lead anchors for so long. This actually aired when he was still on Fox. This is absolutely the disgusting nature of where Republican politics has found themselves. They will use anything to go against wokeness. And why would you want to have an argument against wokeness? You rather I walk around sleep? People that are asleep are not aware. This is a horrible idea. So, but what we know on our side of the world, where reality exists, wokeness is a new way for them to say the N-word. They can say how we can be anti-Black, anti-LGBTQI, anti-anything. It is the new anti-wokeness, DEI, and all of that. The problem with them is it leaves them looking weird. He automatically apply that he went to a boys' school in somewhere far away from where Tim Walz ever spent any time, and he knew a bunch of people like that. It sounds like you're projecting.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like he's talking in third person like Trump does about Trump. So I think when he see Tim Walz, this is a way that he can talk about Tucker Carlson, without incriminating himself. I am not amused with the childish nature of Republican politics. And I don't like it, not just because I'm a super progressive, but because when Republicans are this damn childish, the Democrats can do a lot less and still win votes. I need both parties functioning properly so that we as Black people can benefit from the political structure. This is an absolutely disastrous way to have a two-party system and call it democracy.
You're dumbing it down. What the mayor's saying is you're just dumbing it down. You are being sophomoric about a real serious race here. And you're also right, Mayor, about the reflecting here and the exaggeration too, okay? Megyn Kelly, he wants them separated from their parents' kids and chop off their body part. No, nuh-uh. Okay, Megs, stop. And Tucker, one person signed up for the service. You know a little bit about that, Mayor, okay, as a teen. The other was at an all-boys school, went on to tell lies at a network before they fired him and paid $750 million for their lies. And before he was out the door, sexualized M&Ms. Okay, creepy. You did it. That's the word for it.